Happy Saturday morning, and welcome into the 615 Prep Scoreboard presented by AccuWorks. Core 4 here with you this morning, Chris, Joe, Scott, and Cam. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Oh, it's a little chilly last night. I just finally got warmed up after all that. So football weather's finally hit.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to Coach Elmore last night. This is exactly what he said.
Took a little longer than usual, but when we get toward the end of October, we kind of feel it flip over. And, a lot of scores last night were kind of reflective of that chill in the air. So some surprises to talk about. And without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's start with those Thursday nighters. Shelbyville knocks off Hendersonville 42-31. And the Commandos coming off that big win over Station Camp had to go on a short week on the road and get upended.
Yeah, they just could not stop Torian Mathis. 183 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. It was just tough sledding for them. They scored some late and made it a good game, but I think Shelbyville pretty much was in control.
Yeah, Hendersonville's got Beach next week at big city rivalry, big region title matchup as well, and they're going to have to regroup in a hurry.
Yeah, if you're giving up 42 to Shelbyville and you're going against Beach next week, good luck.
Other
It's
Thursday
a rivalry,
nighter,
though.
yeah, another Thursday nighter. Gordonsville has no trouble rippling Springs 42-0. The Tigers now 9-0.
Yeah, I was there. It was this one got out of hand early. Tigers jumped out 21-0. They tried to bleed as much clock as possible. Turner Butcher only carried 2 times, but but one of them was 26-yard touchdown. Jamario Williams had a 34-yard run. Short night for the starters. Jay Foster was a perfect 1-for-1 for 27 yards and a touchdown.
Efficient.
Yeah, you don't get much more efficient than that.
Not at all. Another Thursday nighter. Joe Burns falls to Whitwell 15-7. The Red Devils, they've got 5 wins in the year, but didn't add to it.
Yeah, very inconsistent team.
Very, very inconsistent, but intriguing game because there's a extremely high likelihood that they play again here in 13 days.
That's all for the Thursday games. Let's jump into Friday, and we're going to start with a big one in 5A, or big one in 6A. Antioch going to Clarksville, Joe.
Yeah, and if you didn't pick Antioch in this one, you're related to the Clarksville program because everybody picked Antioch, and Clarksville made everybody look bad. Clarksville gets out here early. Antioch, Kobe Belt, or that's Bug right there. Big pickup here. Antioch moving down the field, but Clarksville's defense played really well last night. Brandon Galladay there for the I think that was Brandon Galladay, maybe in Kobe Belton. They didn't give us a script. So Andre Adams, he gets the 2-point conversion leaping in. But Clarksville's defense played really, really well. I'm confused by what's happening.
That was Andre Adams' touchdown 2-point conversion pass.
Yeah, Clarksville ground and pound, man. They just ran the ball. Their defense played better than anybody else has played against Antioch this year. Kobe Belton off the tip. What a great play by him. But Clarksville just ran the ball down their throats. Saw the score at halftime. I think it was like 16-8, and everybody's kind of raising their eyebrows. Antioch, big pickup here. The offense gets moving. But this is another situation where they just couldn't finish the drive. It happened quite a bit last night. Clarksville's defense coming up and making plays. Andre Adams will break away here, though. He gets tripped up. And got to have our guys put videos in order, apparently. Clarksville gets this one. Antioch scores late, but it's 25-14 Clarksville, and they're in charge of the region right now. Antioch had a good chance to clinch last night and just didn't happen.
Matter of fact, Clarksville did win that region.
Yeah. That's the 3rd time in a row. First time I think they've done that.
Also, I just want to clarify something. People are, we got the pick wrong. Everybody got the pick wrong. If you're not associated with Clarksville, you picked Antioch here for good reason. Antioch scored 64 points 2 weeks ago. If you think we disrespected Clarksville by picking Antioch, you don't know how football goes. Everybody makes picks. Just because you pick another team, that is not disrespect. You're dumb.
You also
that way.
Well, you also didn't watch the show on Wednesday because
No,
we said
we hyped up.
that Clarksville had a very, very good defense. Isaac Shelby's a heck of a coach, and his game plan, the game plan that they put in place to spy and control Andre Adams, they spied him, they blitzed him constantly, they sacked him 5 times. That worked to perfection.
We thought that could happen given what FRA did a couple weeks ago with Keelan Neal.
And what we saw Clarksville do against Springfield. We knew that Clarksville's defense is very, very good. But what we didn't see coming was Jamarcus Watson running for 151 yards on 15 carries and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and every coach that's in Antioch's potential playoff path is scrambling to get that film because they're definitely going to want to see how Clarksville helps shut down the Bears' offense after how good they've been all year. A shocking result, to say the least, but nothing to take away from Clarksville. That's a great win for them.
Oh yeah, they're good. He's built a program there that's consistently really, really good every year.
Yep.
And we thought maybe this would be a down year because of how much they graduated last year. Not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Clarksville wins the region. Antioch's going to be at the number 2 seed out of that region, and they'll have to bounce back next week. BGA a 56-14 winner at Good Pasture. Wildcats just keep rolling.
Yeah, that's just kind of what they do.
Yeah, proverbial Player of the Week candidate Caden Marable had another great night. 17 of 20 for 282 and 6 touchdown passes. He also ran for 58 yards. Maddox Porter, big night. 7 catches, 136 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
The kid's gonna be a 4 or 5 star. He's gonna be a 4 or 5 star kid by the time he's a senior.
He's special. He is special.
Very special. He's only a freshman.
Yeah.
Blackman got all they wanted and then some from Siegel. 37-31. The Blaze hold on, but man, Siegel gave him pushed him to the limit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw a shootout coming in this one. I mean, the way Blackman's defense is played, you would think, man, you go in this game, take care of business. But no, Siegel, really impressive performance by the Stars here. They just can't get it done against a Blackman team that's going to be dangerous in the postseason coming a few weeks.
Yeah, Tyler Boro, I'm going to screw this up. Borum Bozen. Say that fast. 3 field goals in this, and they needed every one of them. Javion Elliott, a good night, 9 of 18 for 121. Threw a touchdown, ran for another. Kerry Dixon, 102 yards receiving and a touchdown. But for Siegel, Drew Hostetler had a 90-yard kickoff return, and Quentin Carson had 2 touchdown runs and a touchdown pass. Siegel, they gave Blackman all they could handle.
Brentwood on the road gets the win at Independent 16-14. The Bruins still unbeaten in region play, and the Battle of the Woods now for the region title next week.
Yeah, this was a game that Brentwood kind of controlled from the get-go. I know Indy made it a close game late, but Brentwood really no issues in this one. Couldn't get their offense going all that well, but defensively they played really well against an Indy team that can put up points. So, they're going into next week. They need to figure out the offense because Ravenwood, that's a team that can score in bunches.
Caleb Shin had 2 touchdown catches, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 160 yards. One of them was the rare double pass that gave them that lead that you were talking about there, Joe.
And Indy now has to turn its attention to the border battle with Summit because that is an elimination game next week. Winners in, losers out.
Got a feeling how that one's going to go.
Brentwood Academy over Father Ryan 49-7. The Eagles now 8-0.
Just keep rolling along. Rolling.
Kind of turned out like we expected. The Eagles put up 21 in the first, 21 in the second. Took a 49-0 lead until DeAntoine Mallon scored late. Another big night for Larry Sanders. 12 carries, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He caught 2 passes and one for another score. Cruz Jenkins, 12 of 17, 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers.
Briarcrest knocks off Lipscomb Academy 34-13, and the Mustangs, that's their first region loss.
Yeah, I said it on the
Yeah.
show on Wednesday. That Briarcrest team is a team that nobody needs to overlook in the postseason. They've been in a lot of close games this year, and they're a really young and talented bunch.
That defense that they have is actually pretty good. They picked off JC White 4 times in this game.
It also hands Brentwood Academy the region title because now next week Lipscomb Academy plays the Eagles, and any 3-way tie would go toward the Eagles or toward Brentwood Academy Eagles actually. So big for Brentwood Academy to get that locked up. Cane Ridge 42-0 over McGavock.
Yeah, this Cane Ridge team that struggled mightily last year, and they got 4 wins. So, I mean, I think they're on the up and up, which is good because I think the Metro scene's better when Cane Ridge is having a good year.
Oh, I totally agree with that, Joe.
Centennial goes to Lawson and wins 45-20.
A good bounce back. I know they had a lot going on with that program over the last couple of weeks, but really good bounce back for them after getting beat by Nolensville last week. Don't have stats for this one, but I would assume Mitchell Grandjean, if you have 45 points, he had a pretty good night.
I would agree with that.
Fairview, no problem. 63-12 over Cheatham County, and the Yellow Jackets now improved to 7-2.
And they carry a bunch of momentum going into a huge region showdown next week with Waverly.
CPA on the road gets stunned by Knoxville Catholic 28-26.
This was a game CPA led 20-7 for a little while, but Knox Catholic gets it going. Ross Patterson has a pretty good night. I think they had a chance to tie it late, couldn't convert on the 2-point conversion. But, this is kind of a shocking one because it looked like CPA was in control for a while.
It did. It really did. I was, because you and I were talking about it on the sideline, Joe, and how quickly that turned.
It sent CPA to the bottom of the Division II AAA Eastern Region 2, and that's going to put them on the road in the first round of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Franklin Christian knocks off Clarksville Academy 22-21. The Falcons 5-4 in their first 11-man season in TSSAA.
Really impressive. Sets up good things for the future, and I think they're playoff bound, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. With this win, they have the tiebreaker over Ezel Harding. So Ezel Harding, if I'm not mistaken, is on the outside looking in now.
Mm-hmm. They're currently in that number 4 seed in that region. Columbia in a shootout knocks off JP2 45-42.
Offensively, JP2 really, really good. Defensively, they got to figure it out. Another one of those teams that's just kind of been inconsistent this year.
Yeah.
Cookeville and Mount Juliet go to overtime, and the Cavaliers take it 17-10. And looked like Mount Juliet had a shot with this one, but they fall in OT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their 11-year streak of making the playoffs ended with this loss in overtime. Cookeville scores on a 9-yard run and then holds the Golden Bears out of the end zone, pass just outside the reach of the wide receiver. They had a chance. The Golden Bears had a chance to win it in regulation, but Tate Merbitz's 45-yard attempt with 30 seconds left was blocked. Tough for Mount Juliet. They were playing much better towards the end of the season, but it just appears that the clock ran out on them as far as the playoff goes.
Clay County shuts out Innovation Academy 48-0, and Sentinels now 0-2 in region play.
Yep, rinse and repeat.
Ravenwood 42-7 winners over Coffee County. The Raptors now 9-0.
Right, a lot of momentum in the Battle of the Woods. One team's putting up a ton of points. The other one is struggling. Can that Brentwood defense find a way to slow down Maverick and Femi? It's going to be tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, real quickly, let's talk about our sponsors at AccuWorks. AccuWorks is a full-service property damage restoration company that offers around-the-clock emergency service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the past 20 years in Middle Tennessee. Jeff Stockton and his team of industry veterans specialize in restoration projects for your home or business, fire restoration, smoke cleaning, water damage and mold remediation, storm damage restoration, general contracting, and much more. Our commitment is to assess each situation quickly and correctly to provide you the most efficient and complete restoration plan that meets your specific needs. AccuWorks performs emergency service and restoration for property owners across Middle Tennessee. With locations in Nashville and near you, our professional staff are minutes away from helping with your property damage emergency. Quality work, professionalism, and integrity have been the backbone of our company since 2006. Call us now at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228 or visit our website at AccuWorks.com. On with the scores, Davidson Academy 38-0 winners at Columbia Academy as the Bears now 5-4.
Yeah, good bounce back win for Davidson. Columbia Academy from that state championship game run last year to where they are now, just know they lost a lot, but man.
Yeah. Bears defense
also,
store. Go ahead, Chris.
And also, too, going up to D2AA, that making that move as well hasn't helped them.
No.
Yeah.
Davidson Academy was there once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big night for Rich Holman. 13-17, 214, 4 touchdown passes. Joshua Bolden, 5 catches, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mason Pratt had a touchdown. Bears defense only allowed 3 yards passing, 109 yards total. Basically a complete team win for the Bears here.
Dixon County gets a 17-13 win at Northeast, and the Cougars now 6-3.
I remember just a couple of years ago when you're wondering when Dixon County is going to win a game. So now 6-win season for them, really impressive. It's good for the Cougars. They've turned things around as a program. Interested to see if they take that next step forward. But Northeast definitely did give them a game, and that's a good sign for Northeast as they're trending up, as they've been in a massive rebuild for a while now.
Yeah,
next week.
Jeff Tomlinson. Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead, Scott. You're good.
Well, I was just saying, Jeff Tomlinson really has turned that program around. Northeast in this one, they swapped quarterbacks out, had a new quarterback in that kind of gave Dixon County some fits. And Northeast actually had the lead until DeMarcus Strickland hit Ellis Hamrick from 19 out about midway through the fourth quarter. So they held on the rest of the way. Tristan Brown, 150 yards rushing in the score. And this is going to set up, I'm going to let Chris say this because he may cover this one.
Yeah, it's Kenwood and Dixon County for the 3 seed in Region 7-5A next week.
Gotcha.
DCA falls 42-7 to Trinity Christian.
Yeah, apparently Jackson teams are TCA or DCA's kryptonite. They've suffered blowout losses to both TCA and Jackson Christian. 2 really good programs out there, but not a great result for the Wildcats. And they got a big one next week against Diesel.
Yep.
Eagleville shuts out Zion Christian 32-0. Eagles now 6-3 heading into that Week 10 game.
The Eagles are good. They're really, really good. The Eagleville Eagles, ZCA, I don't know much, but the Eagleville Eagles, they're really good.
Yeah, Jonathan Jordan had another big night too. 18 carries, 235 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Aiden Vestal, 5 tackles, a forced fumble, a sack with that Eagleville Eagle defense.
Yeah, and something I was already looking at, we were looking at some playoff probabilities. Eagleville was expected to have a region championship game next week with Fayetteville. Unfortunately, Richland beat Fayetteville last night. So if Richland beats Moore County, Richland will win the region.
And Eagleville finished 2.
The winner of Eagleville Fayetteville will be the 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now if Richland does lose to Moore County, then it goes back to the Eagleville Fayetteville winner.
Correct.
I get my cursor in place. We'll go on. Baylor knocks off Ensworth 35-21. This was a game that Ensworth led for a while.
Yeah, it was 14-0 early on. Ensworth scores on its opening drive, gets an onside kick, scores again, and everybody around the state's going, "What the heck is happening?" Then David Gabriel Georges happened, and it was history from there. If you have not seen his 1 touchdown run, God, kid,
yeah. I mean, he really does look like the second coming of Derrick Henry back there, just shuffling, just shrugging people off.
I think he looks exactly like somebody that played at the university that most people think he's going to play at. I think he looks like Zeke.
Yeah. Could see it. Definitely,
That lock-
but kid is special.
Locks up the 1 seed for Baylor. Ensworth will be the 2 out of D2 AAA's East region, and then everything will fall in place behind it.
His style is similar to Derek, but he's not 6'4", 260. So
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm comparing it to, the style.
Yeah.
I haven't brought up the
Ensworth being
measuring
the
tape.
2 seed is huge as well because we talked about it.
Yeah.
Macaulay and Baylor, it won't be an all Chattanooga final this year.
Yeah.
Finally.
Right.
The streak is broken.
Nashville Christian, no trouble. These Harding 65-12 winners for the unbeaten Eagles.
Yeah, Jared Curtis had a pretty impressive highlight last night. If you guys look it up on X. Nashville Christian's just rolling. We thought this is what they were going to do this year once they got past Ensworth, and they've looked every bit the part as a top 5 team in the state, in my opinion.
It's kind of strange that he gets hurt, so they gear him down not to run as much. So he just throws 6 touchdowns. He just sits in the pocket, 13 of 19 for 240 and 6 touchdowns. I'll let TJ Ward run the ball. He had 9 carries for 123 yards and a couple of scores.
Well, teams do tend to lean into their recruits when their recruiters are there. Mike Bobo was at the game last night, Georgia offense coordinator, so maybe a reason why Jared had 6 touchdown passes.
FRA wins 31-0 at Grace Christian in a game that was 3-zip at the half.
Yeah, they couldn't get their offense going. Grace Christian's defense played really well, but then the inevitable happened. FRA remembered, hey, we're a D2 AA favorite for state. Let's play like one, and they did just that in the second half.
Yeah, it was the Panthers' defense that stole the show here. They held Grace to 109 yards of total offense, 2 of 10 on third downs, 0 for 2 on fourth downs. Turned the Lions over 4 times, but Justin Geisinger cannot be happy. They turned the ball over 3 times. They had 12 penalties for 107 yards. There's a lot to clean up there. But Jack Nimitz, he rushed for a touchdown, passed for 203, and another to Jaden Rush. He had 99 yards receiving and a touchdown. 28 straight points in the second half, but there's still a lot there to clean up.
To go from giving up 64-0 in a matter of 3 weeks, pretty good.
Yep.
Always looking for something to improve. But
I'm assuming they're probably healthy now, too.
Yeah. That would definitely help. Friendship Christian, 63-20 over Mount Juliet Christian.
Scott, I cannot wait for next Friday night. If you want to talk about points, take the over. Friendship Christian, Nashville Christian. That's going to be an incredibly good offensive game. It's going to be fun. Points will be aplenty. Friendship Christian's defense has been susceptible to giving up points. I mean, you're talking about Mount Juliet Christian team that struggled at times this year, but the fact that the Commanders can put up 63 with ease, it's going to be a lot of fun next Friday night at Nashville Christian.
Well, they held the Saints to negative 32 rushing yards and only 4 first downs in this game. They had 2 pick sixes. Jackson Pulliam had 1. Vinny Henry had 1. A lot of players got on the board. McGowan and Walcott, 2 scores each. Waldorf had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown.
I just saw something. Friendship Christian was up 28-0 with 10:30 left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Those are the nights where if you can get a lot of kids in the end zone, a lot of different players in the end zone, it's always nice for teams to be able to do that. So definitely good for them.
Last night.
Did y'all see?
Yeah.
Did y'all see the South Pitt thing from last night?
Yeah.
They beat Copper Basin 86-7, and they had 11 different kids score touchdowns.
That's a memorable night. Memorable night.
Some would say pretty good.
Battle Creek defeats Glencliff 40-26, and the Colts in an independent season still looking for win number 1.
Yeah, they're rebuilding. Yeah. It's one of those seasons. They'll get there eventually. It's just playing teams that are better than them right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Green Hill 42-13 winner over Wilson Central, and they win Region 4 6A as a result.
Yeah, no. Coach Crouch set up that schedule in the year for this to happen. He knew that games like Gallatin and Lebanon were going to test them this year. They passed those tests. They lost to two really good teams that are two state contenders, and since then they've been pretty dang good. So the Hawks are, I think, admittedly, I think they are better than what they were last year. They just have two losses on their scorecard, but really impressed with the Hawks this year, and they're going to be a team to watch in the playoffs.
Yeah, they was this second consecutive year, and then they're running a 6-game win streak. Got their third region championship in the program's 6 seasons. Cannon he rushed for a touchdown. He threw for 180 yards and another one. Will Butler caught a 21-yard touchdown pass. Then he scored another when he knocked an interception loose in the end zone from a defensive back and then recovered the fumble in the end zone. Wow. Zach Cartwright, 10 carries, 122 yards rushing. But guys, you can say that Wilson Central's been bitten by the injury, but they've been gnawed on by the injury beast. They got Chaz Martin back, but he left early because he's still not healthy on that ankle. And then they lost their quarterback earlier this week to an ankle injury. Just a rough tail end of the season for the Wildcats.
East Robertson, a perfect 9-0 so far, 32-16 winners over Greenwood out of Kentucky.
Yeah, I went over and saw those guys yesterday. I did their little game day show. They told me this was going to happen, and they proved me right. And that's, they wanted to go into next week's game against East Nashville having not played like a team they knew they were going to just beat up on. They've dominated in the region play at this point. They wanted to face a good team. They faced a 5A team out of Kentucky. You can say, Kentucky football is not as good as Tennessee. It's not. But sorry, Scott. But good win over a 5A program going into East Nashville next week with the region title on the line against a team that's consistently in the state title picture.
Yeah, East is just they're just something else. Case and Young, another great night. 12 of 22, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cade Brooks, 188 yards and 3 touchdowns receiving. Caleb McNeil had a couple of touchdowns. Really looking forward to, I don't know. I must have done something right for you schedule gods out there for me to get East against East on Thursday night and then get Friendship and Nashville Christian on Friday.
You're welcome.
It's because you returned home. We don't want you to leave again.
Right. Page 48-0 winners over Hillsboro. The Patriots 8-0.
It was 45-0 at the half. Page is really freaking good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and region championship game next week against Nolensville, so should be a fun football game. And I don't know. I don't think we have anybody right now out there, correct? Or will we send in Tyson?
Tyson will be out there shooting highlights.
Yep. Yeah. So Tyson's going to have a good ball game, I think. I think Nolensville is a team that a lot of people have overlooked this year. Doing a really, really good job with what Coach Stidham's come in and done and brought some excitement back to the program for sure.
Yep. We just talked about East Robertson's opponent next week, East Nashville, 55-0 over Houston County.
I think this was the first half score.
0-4 to 4-4. Kind of what we told y'all was going to happen.
Yep. And, like so many other teams, they did build a hard early schedule to and the back end's a little bit easier for them, but just get prepared going into next week's game.
Smyrna shuts out Laverne 42-0, and they keep their playoff hopes alive with that win.
Yeah, it's Smyrna's a good team. It's just they're having to rebuild this year. But Travel Gordon, 6 carries, 141 yards, a couple of touchdowns. AJ Jackson, 7 of 10 passing for 103. Let's see. The Antoine Sturgis. Sorry, it took me a minute. 15 carries for 101. They ran all over. Laverne in this game.
They need a win and a Rockvale loss and a Siegel loss, correct?
No, they actually just need
No.
a win and a Rockvale loss, because even if Siegel was to win, a 3-way tie would go to Smyrna
Gotcha.
because of overall record plus the head-to-head tiebreaker over Rockvale. We'll have more on the playoff situation a little bit later this week too, to kind of let everybody know where those are.
Yeah.
Lebanon 35-21 winners over Gallatin. The Blue Devils bounce back from the Green Hill loss and get a key win over the Green Wave.
Yeah. Gianazita, 31 for 252, couple scores. Lebanon's defense is just really good. Gallatin in a losing effort. Kayshawn Barksdale had 50 yards passing, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Malachi Harper was held to 65 yards rushing and a touchdown for Gallatin.
Yeah, that's a top 5 performance in Lebanon high school football history with 252 in a single game.
Yep.
That locks them in as the 2, yeah.
I believe it does. Yeah.
I believe it does, yeah.
Yeah, that region is set.
So Gallatin the 4.
Green Hill is the 1. Lebanon's the 2. Gallatin's the 3. Cookville's the 4.
Oh, okay, that's right, Cookville's.
Thank you for making it clear to us. Not you, Cam, but that region. Out of all so many chaotic regions, that one's clear. So we appreciate
that one got locked up first, and I wouldn't have thought that this year.
No.
The defending 4A champs are in the playoffs again, but it took a little longer than they thought. 28-26 win at Livingston Academy gets Macon County in.
Yeah, this was a 21-0 lead at halftime. Macon County only see Livingston come storming back with 26 second half points. They had a chance to tie. They got a touchdown pass from Jenkins Carwile with 9 seconds to go, but Macon County held them out of the end zone on the 2-point conversion. Matthew Willie, 105 yards passing, 119 yards and a touchdown rushing. Brendan Flowers with a couple of scores for Macon County. Tight game towards the end for sure.
Westmoreland knocks off Maplewood 21-20, and Cam, there's a little drama there at the end of that one.
Yeah, so Westmoreland has the punt out of their own end zone with a minute and a half to go, up 21-14. Maplewood returns the punt inside the 15. They score under a minute to go. They appear to be going for 2 in the win. Coach calls timeout for Maplewood, decides to kick the extra point to try to force overtime. Westmoreland's coach is running down the sideline to call a timeout. They snap the ball for the extra point. Westmoreland blocks the extra point and wins 21-20.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yep. But the news isn't all bad for Maplewood. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. Creekwood 38, Montgomery Central nothing. The Red Hawks now 3-6 with that win.
Yeah, I think they're sitting 3rd in their region right now, which means a trip to Springfield in the first round.
All right, real quickly, let's tell you again about the folks at AccuWorks. When disaster strikes your home or office, you need the experts at AccuWorks to get your property back on its feet fast. Jeff Stockton and his team of industry veterans are experienced in restoration of your home or place of work due to water or storm damage, fire and smoke damage, or mold contamination. AccuWorks performs emergency service and restoration for property owners across Middle Tennessee. With locations in Nashville and across Middle Tennessee, our professional staff are minutes away from helping with your property damage emergency. Call Jeff Stockton at AccuWorks at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228.
That gave me jogged my memory there, Chris, when Joe said Creekwood and Springfield. That was our spotlight game this week 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. All right. So this week in 615 Preps history. Nice.
I was a younger man then. I wasn't in my 30s yet.
Macaulay takes care of NBA 48-21 and the Blues are now 7-2. NBA falls to 5-3.
Yeah, sets them up next week with Innsworth. Macaulay got out early in this one and just took care of business.
Yeah. Basically, they corralled Hugh Price. He only had 95 yards passing. Just a really good game for Macaulay. What else can you say?
Yeah, the bottom of that region is still a little bit unsettled, as you've got 3 teams at 1 and 3 with NBA, Knox Catholic, and CPA. Although Catholic's got Baylor and CPA's got McCauley, so we'll see how that shakes out next week.
Oof.
West Creek over Overton 14-2. It's a rough end of the year for the Bobcats.
Yeah, they just can never really figure it out. Defensively, they've played well in a lot of games this season. Offensively, Scott and I kind of saw this against Pearl. No real identity on offense, and that's going to hurt you in this region.
Yep.
Beach 41, Portland 7. The Buccaneers will roll into week 11 with momentum.
Water's wet. We all have to pay taxes, and Beach can score a lot.
Yeah. This game, Caden Powell, he geared it down a little bit, only rushed for 64 yards on 8 carries. Still got a couple of touchdowns, passed for 107 yards and a touchdown. DK Williams had a pretty good game, 11 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also led the team in tackles with 8 tackles. So DK Williams just continues.
I got to give credit to Blaine on this. Blaine Keller. He had this, but it's pretty wild to think about. The 3-game stretch for Beach here, 162 points is the most points they've scored in a 3-game stretch since 2012. What happened in 2012?
Yeah, I remember that year.
I
I covered Beach a lot that year.
Yeah. Jalen Hurd had 3,400 yards rushing, and Beach walked to a state championship in 2012.
Yes.
Cam, I think you and I were seniors in high school, maybe.
Correct.
Okay, moving on.
So was my daughter.
Providence Christian defeats Concord Christian 38-28, and that puts PCA at 3-0 in region play ahead of their game against MTCS next week.
Yeah,
that's going to be a huge game. Murfreesboro, you talk about the hub of football next week. It's Murfreesboro. You got Battle of the Borough, which, Oakland kind of has secured the top spot there. We'll get to the Patriots and their dominance once again. But this PCA and MTCS, you want the private school game, that's where you'll be next week.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I was talking with David on the sideline last night. He's going to be at Oakland Riverdale on Thursday, but he said, if I'm not mistaken, this is the only Murfreesboro game on Friday.
So you know where to be Friday. Not you, but people.
Yeah,
people in Porter Deadman, a good game. Cam, you and I got to see him earlier in the year. 12 carries, 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nate Lamb, the quarterback, 17 of 24 for 146, and Sean Burkhopper, who's just an absolute load in the backfield. On both sides, definitely a consideration for Iron Brigade. 14 carries, 68 yards, a touchdowns, 8.5 tackles, and a sack. So, Providence Christian, really good at football.
Yep. Well, we haven't shown you any highlights in a little bit, so let's do that now. Let's go over to Rockvale as Riverdale made the trip down Highway 99 just a little bit to take on the highway neighborhood rivals over at the launch pad. Early, this is actually late in the first quarter. Gavin Hampton's pass in the flat is picked off by R.C. Chia. He's going to return at 61 yards, and Rockvale's up 7-0. Also follows at 615 preps if you didn't see Cam's sweatshirt.
Can't throw that fast.
Product placement.
In the second, Riverdale comes right back to tie it. Hampton's going to find Jacob Vaughn. This is a 7-yard touchdown less than 90 seconds later after the turnover, 7 apiece. Zayden Jones gets the Warriors the ball right back, and they're going to take advantage of it rather quickly. Hampton got it down in position and then tosses this one to Corbin Reynolds in the end zone, 14-7 Riverdale at that point. They're rolling to the second quarter at this because the Warriors offense finally found its footing. Hampton's going to find Luke Trich on the seam route, 49-yard touchdown for him, and Riverdale takes a 21-7 lead to the half. However, Rockville a good showing in this one. They weren't going away easily. First drive of the second half. Here's Jonathan Hamby. He's going to find Dallas Paul, though. Nice catch by him. Puts the Rockets near the red zone on that first series of the third quarter. And then it's Melvin Boone who's going to cap it off right there with a powerful run in the end zone. 21-14 is the score early on in the third quarter. It kind of stayed that way till the fourth, and Rockville had a chance to tie it with 5 minutes to go, but oh no, bad snap hits the turf. Hamby can't corral it. Nathaniel Underwood's going to scoop and score. It's an 80-yard return that's going to put the game out of reach. Riverdale takes a 28-14 lead at that point, and they're going to get out of there with that 2014 win, go back home with a chance to go to Oakland for a region title next week.
The game kind of went how we thought it would go. You know, Rockvale can put up points, but they can also turn the ball over quite a bit. And you see it right there. That turnover at the end did them in. Riverdale takes advantage and gets some momentum going into the Oakland game. They have to play cleaner ball, though. Hampton gives them a shot to, you know, compete in that game next week, but they're going to play the best defense they've seen all year.
Yep.
They're going to see maybe the best defense in Middle Tennessee.
State.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous what Oakland's defense has been able to do. 34 points this year, all season. So, can Riverdale find enough offense to beat them? However, one thing that, you know, just a little bit of a head start on talking about that game. Rockvale threw the ball for almost 300 yards on Oakland. So you can do some things with Oakland at times, but Riverdale's got to keep pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nolensville's going to go in that game with Page with some momentum, 35-6 winners over Rossview.
Yeah, what Coach Stidham's done at Nolensville is really impressive. He's found a home there. You know, he had his time at Indy. Maybe wasn't the right fit. He's found it at Nolensville. He's continued that coaching legacy that Nolensville's had since its inception, and they got a shot next week against Page to really spoil some things for the Patriots.
They spread it around in this one. Tristan Lefmexe, 10 carries, 89 yards, a touchdown. Ryan Newell, 7-12, 69 yards, had a touchdown pass. Josh Hicks, Oliver Bender, each rushed for a touchdown for the night. So it was total team effort here. But probably on the defense side, you got to look at Zach Huneke. Made 6 tackles, 3 for loss, and a sack for the Knights.
Long way to go for Smith County, and they come back with a 25-21 loss to Tellico Plains.
Did not see that one coming.
And a big one for them next week is they've got Gordonsville.
Yeah, it's a massive game, but it don't mean nothing.
It means something to the people of Carthage, Cam.
And South Carthage.
I
will applaud Joe. Joe got it right. It's not Smith County and Gordonsville. It's Carthage and South Carthage.
He's learning.
I'm not playing into that.
I'm being brainwashed.
All right, brainwash. Get some highlights in. You're at Greenbrier.
Yeah, no, the Pitt Carroll Trophy on the line. Springfield's dominated this rivalry. Jeremiah Beard, always with the flips. First play of the game, Kason Woodson, arguably with one of the best passes I have ever seen him throw to Jermaine Cobbins. The San Diego Chargers are up 7-0 at this point. I love the helmets. That's such a good look. It's so good. Jermaine does his thing. Lamarius Dallon's going to take the handoff here. He's filled in really well for Jaden Hurst, who's out. He breaks a couple tackles. He scores a touchdown here, except he doesn't score a touchdown. The refs get it wrong. Shocker. Very next play, though. Cool moment. You like big guy touchdowns? We all like big guy touchdowns. Nathan Babbs punches it in. He scores. Everybody for Springfield was scoring last night because that's just kind of what they do. And this is kind of where the game came to an end, in my opinion. Greenbrier is going to drop back to pass. He gets sacked, and it's going to be Cortavius Herring who gets the sack and also scoops it up, and he's gone. Really, I mean, the speed on the big man, nobody's catching him. It's 21-0 right now. Springfield's rolling. They're having a ball over on their sideline. Kason Woodson, he's going to finds Bryce Baldwin here, who just, he's hit the weight room apparently because he just bullies his way into the end zone. It's 28-0 at this point in the first half. And this is just kind of what they did last night. Kason going to find Jermaine again, lets him go against his. You cannot guard this man one-on-one. It's a bad choice. Don't do it. Refs say he's out at the 1-yard line. So Lamarius Dallon didn't get his touchdown earlier. He'll get it right here. He bullies his way in the end zone. Springfield just doing what they're doing, man. They can put up a ton of points. And it's 35-0 right before the half. Another scoop and score here. Dayon Payne. I just cannot get over the helmets. I love it so much as a LaDainian Tomlinson fan. It's so good. But Greenbrier, they're going to get on the board here. This is their first touchdown since September 12th. They've struggled on offense this year. It is what it is. Springfield is going to close it out here. Sophomore quarterback Preston Ramsey scoring his first varsity touchdown here. Great move to get in the end zone. And the Pitt Carroll Trophy, it's staying with the Jackets for another year. They roll 49-8.
Yeah, it was really Springfield just came out rolling and never really stopped. You want to talk about efficient? Kason Woodson 4 for 4 for 144 and 2 touchdowns. Cobbins had 128 yards rushing and a touchdown. I'm going to shout out though some people in the Greenbrier stands. They haven't had a lot to cheer about.
Mm-hmm.
When they scored, it was really, really something. And the student section on the Greenbrier side was loud. They haven't had a lot to cheer about. Really good people. It's just unfortunate that the program hasn't been that good. But yeah, Joe, that helmet is fire. That is amazing.
They're rocking it next week too, from what I've been told. So
I would never take it off.
Good debut for those, obviously. Station Camp clinched the playoff spot last night, 51-20 over Hunters Lane. The Bison 4-5.
Yeah, they're going to finish as the 4, more than likely, in that region. And the loser of them in Portland will be the 4, I believe. And the winner, well, actually, no. Portland's beat Hendersonville, so Portland has that region could be a mess. I should have shut up.
That's fair. Again, more on those playoff scenarios to come a little bit later this weekend once we get a little time to dive into them. We talked about Oakland. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, all I was going to say was it good for the Bison getting back on the winning side.
We talked about Oakland as far as their dominance, and they were again last night, 49-0 over Stewart's Creek.
Cam, I know he said we'll talk. What does this region look like? Oakland's the one, regardless of what happens.
Say that one more time.
If Oakland loses to Riverdale next week,
no, that would depend on Blackman Rockvale.
Okay,
because
if Rockvale beats Blackman, the winner of Oakland Riverdale is the region champ.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually had, when I was sitting there, Oakland's defense may be the best in the state. Yeah, I think they are the best in the state. But their special teams in this game is what came out. They provided all the scoring they needed. Craig Tutt returns 2 punts of over 70 yards in this game. Earl Marquis returns a block punt for another. The defense held the Redhawks to a total of 88 yards, including 24 rushing yards, an average of 2.3 yards per play, and only 1 red zone penetration, whereas Oakland was 4 for 4 in the red zone chances. Defense sacked R.C. Davis 3 times. And the guy we talked about, Cam, you and I talked about at the beginning of the year, Travion Jackson, 9 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks in this game.
So is there a way for Oakland not to finish as a 2?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No,
because even if Riverdale beat them, they had the head-to-head.
Well, Blackman would have the second region loss in that case.
Right. Because Oakland has a better overall record than Riverdale.
Right, but so if Blackman loses to Rockvale,
it wouldn't matter because there won't be a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a 3-way tie. The winner gets first, loser gets second.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, loser wouldn't get second in that case. If Rockvale beats Blackman, Riverdale is a win, and you win the region. Lose, and you finish third because they lost the head-to-head to Blackman.
Gotcha. Yeah. Stone Memorial knocks off DeKalb County 28-7. The Tigers will not see the postseason this year as they're 3-6 and winless in region play.
Yeah, tough year for the DeKalb County Tigers.
Here's one that I think none of us really saw coming. Stratford 20, Whites Creek 6.
It's the same story for Whites Creek that it was last year. They started off the year 2-0 last year, suffered their first loss, and then it was just all downhill. They started off the year 6-0 this year, 3 straight losses since then. They're out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Stratford locked themselves in the playoff spot with a win because now they're going to play Maplewood for the 3 seed.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's absolutely bonkers to think about the amount of talent that Whites Creek has on that football team, and to start 6-0, they knocked off Westmoreland earlier in the year, and Westmoreland's playing in a de facto region championship game next Friday against Heritage. So just another season of what ifs, unfortunately.
Yeah, and let's explain something real quick. If you go on the TSSAA website, you would see White Creek as the 3rd place team in this region, but they're done with region play. They don't have a region game next week. Stratford and Maplewood have both beaten White Creek, so it doesn't matter who wins that game. They're both going to finish ahead of them.
Yeah,
as they all have 1 and 2 records.
Also, like Stratford, Scott and I saw this. The Spartans got talent.
Yeah.
Coach Wall's done a great job with them.
Yeah.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. You see it in this game. They held a potent Whites Creek offense to 6 points, but that offense the last 3 games has just been stifled for whatever reason.
Yeah. Franklin knocks off Summit 8-6 in what looks like a baseball score, essentially. Summit led this game for a while, but Franklin got a field goal at the end to take the lead, and they win 8-6. Summit still has playoff hope if they beat Indy.
I think these teams traveled back to 1927 and just played one of those football games.
Henry Ruth hit 2 field goals for the Admirals, but it was a second quarter safety that really provided the winning margin. Ryder Gregg had a respectable night at quarterback, 12 of 16 for 91. Marshall Cooper scored the lone touchdown for the Spartans in this game. Lone TD in this game.
Yeah, Summit, I think you already hit it, Chris. Summit will finish in a win in the end game with Indy, I believe, and Franklin actually has an out-of-region game, the odd out-of-region game in Week 11 against Cordova.
Yeah. Liberty Creek knocks off Watertown 25-22, and it was a freshman that helped them do it.
Yeah, they got a freshman quarterback that's going to be a stud. I had heard about him yesterday, actually. When I was at East Robertson, they told me this kid is going to be a star, and he was. Also, Isaac leaves town and Watertown loses. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, it was Barrett O'Brien that had to start his first varsity start for Liberty Creek. 13 of 22 passing, 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also had 72 yards on the ground to get the Wolves into the win column for him.
In Watertown, you got to think they're frustrated with this result because you got a massive game against Forest next week at Forest, and you have little to no momentum at this point. You need that going into Forest.
Yeah, and this could be the game. This could be a game that, even though it's a non-region game, this could come back to haunt Watertown in a tiebreaker. That is likely.
We talked about how Fairview had momentum going into the next week. Waverly had a handful from Harpeth. They win 21-14, but the Indians put up a heck of a fight.
Another one that sets up a region championship game, between Waverly and Fairview next week. And that's a matchup that, if we had 100 staffers, we would be there.
Harpeth still has something to play for, too. They've got Camden next week, and if things can break right for them, if they can get a win, they can get back in the playoffs.
Yeah, they would have to have a win and some long tiebreakers, but it is possible.
Yeah.
Procone 47-0 over White House. They officially clinched the region title with that shutout.
Yeah, that gauntlet of a schedule in the year paid off when they went to Springfield and won. They've just been on a roll since then, and they're at the top of that bracket. Very likely going to play, I would assume, Marshall County in the quarters, and that's going to be fun.
Started 0-4 also, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, LJ Funk had 167 yards passing on 9 of 13 attempts.
Sycamore wins in overtime over White House Heritage 16-13.
Wow.
We don't know ball, apparently. Or
evidently.
These teams just decided to be like, hey, we saw your picks. Let's mess everything up. It is what it is. Sycamore,
All right.
again, another team that just we can't get a good feel on because they lose to Greenbrier, but then they beat White House Heritage. What's happening? So
Everybody wants an apology.
I apologize to no man. White House Heritage's offense struggling. They have not been as potent as they were last year. And you're going against a Westmoreland team that's really stout defensively next week.
Yeah, Cam, I think Brian just mentioned this. We could be seeing this matchup again soon.
Correct. Yep. As of right now, that is the slated matchup.
Yep.
And now this sets up the White House. The Westmoreland game. Is there any with this loss? What does that do?
Nothing. It's a
No,
non-region
it's a
game.
non-region game.
Oh, it's non-region game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it could, with Whites Creek completely out of the picture, with Westmoreland already having wins over Maplewood and Stratford. Westmoreland loses, they're the 2. Westmoreland wins, they're the region champ. Heritage loses, they're the 2. It's a clear cut. Winners the champ, losers the 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's
Stratford, Maplewood are 3 and 4, depending on who wins.
Yeah. Okay. So this really doesn't have a bearing on schedule results.
No,
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Somebody said you could have talked about how good Liberty Creek. We literally said how good. What are we doing?
I picked them a couple weeks ago, and it didn't work out for me.
Did they just jump on?
Yeah, no, literally. Well, maybe if you guys play a little more consistently, we would know. It's just one of those things. We got a lot of teams that play inconsistently. We said the quarterback's going to be a dog.
Yeah.
Quarterback's going to be a dog. They got a really good freshman class. The 8th grade class is special.
And they got a really good linebacker in Kingston Rios. So,
and I don't get stats from them, so I can't do any analysis.
Yeah, send us stats, and maybe we can talk a little bit more.
Well, Coach Alexander did send the freshman stat.
He personally sent those, so kudos to him for that.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all the scores we got this week. A lot of good football on tap this weekend, and a lot to talk about coming up Wednesday night on 615 Preps Live, presented by AccuWorks at 7 o'clock. We're going to get heavy into the playoff picture as we hit the final week of the regular season. So should be a good one. Make sure you join us and make sure you're on time too. Don't be late. For all of us here at 615 Preps, for Cam, Scott, and Joe, I'm Chris. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Wednesday night.
See you then.